All right, I'll give you guys an update here. The barn's still a mess, but you'll notice these two tractors have switched spots. I have this one done for what I'm going to do with it right now. I have it operational, all the gauges and stuff work. I changed the valve cores in it. And the only thing I really have to do to it is put the LED bulbs in it. But I got it ready. I have been using it to move equipment, test equipment out, stuff like that. This one, excuse me, is in its resting home for now because I'm going to have to pull the floor pan off of it and probably a bunch of other stuff to get to the top of the transmission plate to see what the deal is with it. Trying not to use it. I have the excavator back, so I've been using the excavator to move stuff. Now, it would be nice to have this because I got a bunch of little stuff to move, but the fact that I have put it in this spot, it's hard to get it out because the power steering doesn't work right, so it's hard to make that corner and get it in here. So I got to clean up a little bit, which I'm going to do today because it's raining out. It's kind of cold and crappy outside, so I'm not going to get much done outside. I did that yesterday. Maybe work a little bit on this tractor. I got parts for it. I had a box come in from Steiner that had all my parts. So what I'll do, I'll show you the disc that I bought and some of the work that I've been doing to the other equipment. I would like to be working on the grain drill, but like I said, it's raining out and the grain drill won't fit in the barn. But I have done some work to it. This disc I didn't take off. It fell off when we were bringing it home. If you guys remember that. But I did take off some of the closing wheels, packer wheels, gauge depth wheels, whatever you want to call them, because they need bearings, and you can hear the bearing rattle around. I'll give you guys a little information on these for those of you that don't know what it costs to redo these with all new parts, or just to replace the bearings. From Shoop, I can get just the bearings. They only sell the bearings. This style bearing is $5. Right around $5, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. I don't remember. One was under $5, one was over $5. They have two different styles. This style is for a bolt that is under this dust cap, and this dust cap is riveted on, so you got to cut the rivets. And they have a different style that just uses a bolt. This one it uses this weird bolt that has a screwdriver slot in the end that you put a screwdriver in. You use a wrench to tighten the nut. I had quite a few that need bearings, some worse than others. One of them you can just flop that thing back and forth. I have one wheel missing. To get the wheel from Shoop, it's a different style wheel with a different style bearing, is like 54 bucks. And the Shoop style just has the bearing in the middle. It doesn't have a cover or anything, so your bearing's exposed, or these have a cover and they actually have a gasket. You can see there. So I was going to try to rebuild these because I like the fact that it's covered. Water shouldn't get into it because it has a seal on the other side, and dirt shouldn't get into it. But to rebuild these wheels with new parts is stupid expensive. Let me show you. I printed off schematics for these so I could figure out what parts and everything I would need to redo these. We'll come in here to the table. To redo these, and these are from Messick's because they do sell case parts, but I did call the dealer to see what they would charge for them. So this is what I'm looking at. You got a nut, a lock washer, the inside flange, it's got the gasket in it, or the seal in it. Then you got a flange, the bearing, the gasket, you got the bolt, another gasket, the outside flange, and rivets or bolts or whatever you wanted to use. Okay, the inside flange, let me look here, flange for the bearing is number 4. That is $7.22. Okay, then the little flange that goes inside that, it has the seal in it, is $9.04. The bearing is $8.84. The gasket is $2.42. You need 2 of those. This little bolt, well, not little bolt, but the bolt is a whopping $30.05. You got your other gasket at $2.42. And this cap right here, the one that covers the bolt, is $31.75. So you add that up, you have a little over $60 between that cap and that bolt. So right there, it's cheaper to buy the wheel. One of them I had to cut the bolt off of to get it off. So you'd have to have 30 bucks in the bolt. Then you got $5 in the bearing. If I get them from the chute, that's $35. And then I wouldn't buy the gaskets, I'd use RTV. But your seal would be bad. And then knocking the rivets out, you screw up your flange or your cap pretty good. So I'm thinking I'm just going to replace these wheels with Shoop wheels, the ones that have the worst bearings for this year, because like I said, they're like 50 some bucks a piece. And I was missing a wheel, so I'd have to buy a wheel anyways. The wheel assembly from Case is like 86 bucks. That's the wheel with the whole 9 yards. So if you have to replace these, you want to replace them with the Case ones, you're looking at like $85 a piece. And it has some that have been replaced on it that I don't know where the one styles come from. It has a part number and stuff on it, but I can't read it. The sticker is wore off. But they have the original Case style. You can see here one that was rebuilt because he used bolts instead of rivets. But it's got all new everything on it. Same with this one. It was redone. I thought there was one more older style, but there's not. Right here is a different style wheel. It's got the same Case pattern there. And then this is a brand new wheel. See, it's got the sticker on it, but I can't read it. This is the style wheel Shoop's has. But like I said, it doesn't have that cap on it. It's just the bearing. So I don't know if they would last as long with that bearing being exposed. Now it's a sealed bearing, but it's still exposed to dirt and everything. It's not covered. So there's that update with the seed drill. I have to put that back on it. Some of them I've seen have been replaced. Got new dust caps and stuff. But you got to go through it and see which wheels are the worst to put in my order for those. And the one that was bent needs taken off and straightened, the arm that holds those. And then it should be ready. I'm going to go through and tighten and check all the disc openers, because that one was loose, is why it fell off. It was only held on by like half a thread. I tried out my field cultivator and everything. I did a little strip over there along the neighbors. My field cultivator's sitting back there. I'm probably not going to use it. I didn't like the way it worked. I don't know if it's a style of teeth or if the fact that the drag on it's all messed up. But I shouldn't have to use it. I should just be able to disc it and be ready to go. But I'll show you the chisel plow here. I've changed the tines on it. I did that yesterday. I put the twisted shovels on it. I had 5 I bought from that auction, and I bought 2 more. I tested it out down at the field yesterday to see how it was going to work if I wanted to change them, because it was dry yesterday, really dry yesterday. A lot of people was out working ground, not here close to me, but a little ways away, and I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. I didn't like the way the straight teeth work, so I put these twisted shovels on it and all new bolts, and it worked a little bit better. So for what I have invested in all them teeth, it's not too bad, because what I paid for all them tines and shovels and sweeps and everything I had in the barn was $65, and them are $21 a piece at TSC. So I saved quite a bit of money buying that whole lot at the auction, and there was only one tine or one shovel out of that I couldn't use. It was a 3-inch shovel, but the one in the middle is that weird John Deere one, and the rest of these, I believe, are TSC shovels. Them two back there are the two new ones. I got them on there, and then here's the disc, a 370 International, 15 footish disc. I pulled this home from Ashland, and it took forever to pull it home. I reworked the hitch a little bit, and the hitch is bent, but you can see there's washers been added to it. I ground down the bushing in the middle to make it narrower so I could squeeze the hitch together more so it wouldn't have as much slop in it for pulling it down the road. At 15 miles an hour it would sway. After I reworked the hitch, you could pull it at 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, and then it would start to sway. I also had to redo the cylinder hold here. You can see where I added to it. It was broke from somebody pulling against the transport lockout, because somebody, I believe, has welded that to where the part that the cylinder goes won't move separate. If it was ever designed that way, I don't know how it was designed, but they pulled against it and broke it, so I welded it, and I welded it good. So all the bearings are good in it. It's got one like new tire on it. The guy gave me a new tire for it. I'd have to put it on the rim, because that tire's kind of crappy. But I pulled it over there. Everything seemed to work good on it. The scrapers could be adjusted a little bit. They rub more than they should. I'm not saying that they, like one's rubbing. It's like they're all rubbing, and they're rubbing pretty hard. So I might adjust them one day if I can. Looks like they might be adjusted. That one's not quite all the way out, but that one might be. It's been used. It's been reworked here and there, but it'll get me by for this year. I would really like a 470. That's a heavier built disc. Same width, but it has fold-up wings, so it gets it down narrower for pulling it down the road. But they were out of the budget for this year, and I needed a disc, so that's what I wound up with. But that pretty much is going to do it for updates. I don't think I have anything else, but I did go to an auction a weekend or so ago. The guy had a lot of Oliver tractors, and I got video of the auction, but it was so packed, it's not good video. So what I did is I played a video, or I recorded a video to get all the sound. It does not have good video quality, but I took, a halfway decent picture of the tractor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that picture up and put the sound of it selling, so that way you guys don't have to look at a bunch of people's backs and the ground and whatever else I was recording, just getting the audio footage. So, but I got to do that on my computer, so it'll take a little while. And I also need to get out that museum I went to. I need to get that up and edited. It's not the greatest video, but I do try to show a little bit more. You do see quite a bit of people's backs and stuff, because it was crowded and tight, and that was the best I could do at the time. So, but I'm going to get it cleaning this mess up. a little bit, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.